Hey guys, so today I thought I would talk to you about everything that I have learned from trying to sell my art for the past 2 to 3 years. I started drawing again in 2017 when my Instagram started growing a little bit bigger. I thought maybe I could make some money from selling my art. I feel like I've made a lot of missteps and fumbles along the way, and I thought I would share them with you because I wish I knew some of these things when I had started. So the first thing is do the thing that you want to be doing, not the thing that you think will make money. This might seem like a very obvious piece of advice, but for me, I don't think I fully understood what it meant. To me, I was like, oh, the thing I love is drawing. So anything related to drawing is good, and if I can make money from it, that's even better. So I tried to pay attention to things that I thought were trendy, and I did those without thinking too much about what it is I want to be drawing. To give you an example, when I started my Instagram, I was posting drawings that didn't get a lot of attention, and then I noticed that portraits of pretty girls got a lot more likes and views, so I started posting portraits of pretty girls, and pretty soon you could see that my Instagram started growing. The thing was, though, I didn't want to necessarily be drawing portraits of pretty girls all the time. I just found it a little bit boring. And it took me a while to realize that I actually wanted to do illustration, which has a little bit more storytelling. Meanwhile, I was also doing Etsy. And then on my Etsy shop, I noticed that cute things kind of did well. So I tried to do cute stuff. I made stickers, I made cards that didn't really match the pretty girls that I was drawing on Instagram. But none of these things were things that I was that passionate about. I think I was mostly just excited to be making money off my art, which is a very short-term solution. Eventually, the excitement of making a little bit of cash from your art is not going to sustain you when you realize that that's not what you want to be doing passionately. And I think that if I had started from the beginning, just really thinking about what it is that I wanted to do, I would have a stronger portfolio without things kind of all over the place and including things that I don't necessarily want. Moving along. The second thing is when I was trying to make money from my art is I really focused on growing my social media. Very obsessed with which posts got the most likes, trying to optimize my hashtags on Instagram, noticing every increase or decrease in my follower count, and it was not healthy. I don't know how people who say to not worry too much about your social media account. How do you not? What really helped me was noticing that some artists that I really admire didn't seem to worry about it too much. There are some people who have been able to find a lot of success on Instagram, and that is what has launched their art path. But if that is not your art path, that is fine. As long as your body of work reflects the things that you want to be doing and the things that you want to work on, the things that you feel like represent yourself, that's the more important thing. A good example of how I learned this lesson is when I started trying out craft fairs. Of course, when I started doing the craft fairs, I looked up everybody who was in my niche of selling illustration type of stuff, and I looked them all up in their social medias, and I probably had one of the larger Instagram followings, but it didn't mean that I made the most money at the craft fair. I think the other artists had more cohesive branding so that when people were walking up and down the craft fair, they weren't looking and seeing oh, this booth has 15,000 followers and that booth has only 1,000 followers. They were looking at the overall branding of the booth, which leads me to my last thing that I learned, which is that branding is really important, but it's okay if you change your mind. And if you think about it, when you're starting your business, it's kind of like having a seed that you plant in the ground. And for a really long time, nothing is going to happen and you're going to freak out. And then maybe in a couple months' time, you'll see a little sprout. And then eventually, hopefully, it will grow into a big bush. Maybe not a bush, maybe a tree or a plant or a small flower. You can't expect it to stay the same the whole time. Just imagine yourself, what were you 5 years ago? It's natural for your branding to change along with you. And I say that because for me, I've been working on trying to rebrand my art stuff. I went with kind of a cute, fun, quirky vibe, and I decided I wanted to go with something a little bit more subdued, a little bit more whimsical, escapist, and I got to collaborate with No Issue on making this really cool stamp.
So, for those of you who don't know, No Issue is a customizable packaging company with a focus on sustainability. So, most of their items are either compostable or made with recyclable materials. And I've been wanting to make a stamp of my new logo. So, I was really excited to work with them to make my design a reality.
So one thing I love about stamps is you can easily customize and personalize anything. I just use these normal envelopes to mail out stickers, for example. And one easy way to customize this envelope is just to stamp it. So I'm excited to work on my personal rebranding. Let me know in the comments where you are in your art journey, and I will see you next time. Bye.